Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining me today on this Tuesday. Don't you just kind of like that music that we have as an opening montage? It's kind of nice. I like that, especially with the space going through. It reminds me of Star Wars and Star Trek. Anyway, again, thank you so much for joining me. And I'd like to start this day off with an opening prayer, an invocation. So just know with me now and relax. Allow the seat, the chair to support you, knowing that it is nothing but the full expression of spirit. So in that knowing, this is what I know right now, that all life is nothing but the expression and actions of spirit. Divine right order is always at play. In that knowing, I recognize my oneness with that life, with that power, with that love. And in the name of that recognition, I state the truth right now, that this time together is perfect. I allow what needs to be heard. I allow what needs to be said. Always knowing that it is always from the fountain of spirit, the supreme consciousness that all life is a part of. In that part is the oneness. It is not the right term, but it is that knowingness that we are the facet of life, the facet of peace, the facet of spirit. All facets see and reflect life differently. And that is the beauty that is created through all manner of life, the rainbow of perfection, which is the light, which is spirit, is shown, is seen, is expressed, and is felt. In that knowingness, I am filled with gratitude for the consciousness of knowing what life is truly about. It is the perfect unfoldment of spirit. I'm filled with joy from my heart. In that knowingness and in that gratitude and in that joy, I just now release my truth as law. And together we say, and so it is. So, if you read my topic, it was life is perfect even when I'm picking up dog doo. That's not exactly the terms that I used when I put forth this topic today, but you kind of get the gist. It is quite funny. And where I got that idea is every morning, my wife and I, we walk our dog, who, by the way, his name is Lucky. And as we walk around our complex and just enjoying the morning and just, the sun on our face, feeling the breeze, and just contemplating what we have to do for that day, but recognizing that the love that we have between us is definitely a great way to start the day. So as we're feeling and recognizing that, here I am, my dog does his business. So of course, I'm the one that has to do the dirty work. So I pick it up, I put it in the bag, I put a little knot on it so it doesn't really smell. And we go about our morning. And all of a sudden, I just start to giggle. And Elizabeth looks at me and goes, "What's so funny?" And I just said, here life is so perfect, but here I've got this bag of stuff. I said, that is just hilarious to me. So how many of you are going through life and carrying around stuff. How much of that stuff are you making more out of? Is it a little bag? Or is it a dump truck full? That's what I want to talk about today. Is in part that it's about perspective and knowing. So life is perfect, even when you're dealing with your stuff. When you know that and can recognize that, you have a consciousness that allows you to make changes. Now, a lot of stuff has been happening for quite some time. I mean, we're all wearing masks and have to protect ourselves from outside elements. So a lot of changes have happened. The way that what's normal now? Yeah, what is normal now? Well, it seems like normal is starting to, for people who work in offices, now they're starting to work from home. But is that a bad thing? I know probably 8 months ago, 6 months ago, everything was up in turmoil about that. I mean, if I had to go to work, go to some place to actually work, but I couldn't go there anymore, how do I do my job? Well, life figured out a way. We've had this technology for quite some time, for years, for decades, but we've never really utilized it. I think now, through this doggy bag of this past year, there's a new awakening on how to do things differently, to see things differently, to figure out new solutions. I mean, it makes me think about, what's his name? Oh, Elon Musk. I was watching something the other day, and I don't know how I came across it, but there was somebody doing a talk or something, and they were talking about Elon Musk and about what he's done. And they were saying that impossible, the word impossible, it was impossible for private parties to do what NASA does, but yet he's created a rocket at like 1/10 the cost of what our government spends. Not only that, he actually has it where it can land itself and reuse itself. You know, things of that nature, seeing things differently. You know, change can hurt sometimes, but it really, I think, only hurts if we're static, if we're caught and stuck in one way of doing things. I think that this past year has shown us great opportunity to think and act outside the box. Yes, there's still a lot of people who are dealing with life and the changes, and I'm not disregarding that. In fact, I honor that. But what I want to talk about here today is your attitude about life, about what you are experiencing. Just like my walk in dealing with Lucky and his business. Here I am dealing with his business, but yet I can still see the beauty and wonder of life around me. That is a conscious choice. I can either be conscious and focus on what I'm carrying at the moment, or I can be conscious of the totality of the experience. What are you focused on? I'd like you to ask those questions to yourself. Life is always expanding. Life is always growing. What I'm comfortable doing today, what you're comfortable doing today, you may not be comfortable doing tomorrow or next month. That's because there's an innate divine urge within all of us to become more, through our thoughts, and through our conscious actions, life unfolds. And so what I'd like to do today is talk to you about that. Help you see life differently. I want you to be able to see the beauty of life even when you're carrying around stuff. Because that little bag of stuff is not the entirety of the universe. So what is perfect? What is right? That is an individualized question. Because what's right for me, what is perfect for me, may not be, and more than likely isn't right for you. But that's okay. That's the beauty of life, knowing that all life is diverse, but it springs from that one life, that one peace, that one love. I call it God. You may call it spirit. You may call it nature. It doesn't matter what you call it, but there is a divine urge within all of us. And when you tap into that, you can see the unity of all life. Now, our life that we have in the physical world is the second creation. The first creation is your thought. The thought that it comes from your heart, the thought that comes from that inner knowing. Again, like the example that I had with Elon Musk. Everything that that man has accomplished, and there have been numerous people who had said that what he is doing is impossible. But in his own mind, he knew that he had the answers. Through trial and error, every time he did an experiment, every time he tried something, he learned. And it's in that learning that consciousness grows. So in your own life, no matter how big that dream of yours is, or better yet, sometimes, no matter how small that dream is, if you focus on that dream and think about it, and what's the step I can do today that can get me one step closer to fulfilling that dream? As you think about it, the universe, through its own divine urge of expanding and creating, must answer. And it answers to the level of your belief. So as this day unfolds, and as you are in this moment, I would invite you to be conscious about what you're thinking of. If it's something that you want to attract, fine. Keep focusing on it. But move. Do things that move you physically towards that first thought. As you do that, the universe aligns and creates opportunities, new aha moments, even in your own mind, that allow you to get that one step closer to that which you desire. Whether it's a new job, whether it's a promotion, whether it's that new creative art piece that you want to work on, or whether it's just cleaning up your room or doing the dishes. It doesn't matter what that desire is. It's all the same in the mind of spirit. Now, one thing that's said in the science of mind, and I have it written here, on page 111, paragraph 1. We talk about the law of cause and effect. And regardless of whether you believe our philosophy or not, it doesn't really matter, because science is science. The law of a cause and effect is always in operation. And it's written here, wrongdoing must be punished, for the law of cause and effect must be eternally operative. Right action is rewarded in the same manner. So if there's something that you want to change in your life, that's the sentence for you. Because our life, where you are right now, where I am right now, is the totality of my life. So if you are not happy with where you're sitting, with what your life is happening, how it's unfolding, you first have to change your thoughts. Because it's written right there. Your thoughts. And thoughts in this sentence, wrongdoing. For you to do something, for I to do something, it first must be a thought. That's the first creation. The cause or the effect is the actual action itself. That's a hard nut to swallow. There's days where I can't swallow that nut. It may take me a while. I think that you may have the same thing sometimes. But just know this, that through persistence of right thinking, of seeing yourself on the other side, on the solution side to whatever it is that you think is your problem, think and see yourself on the other side of that hurdle. Because when you think of the hurdle or the problem itself, all you're doing is perpetuating that cycle. Our teaching, what the center does here, is we teach you how to think, not what to think. In me, here today, sitting in my living room, talking to you, I want to show you that your thoughts do cause the reactions of your life. Meaning, focus on what you want to happen, not what you don't. So if you're lonely, you want companionship, don't think about how lonely you are. Put yourself out. Go places, do things, interact with people. Say hello to a stranger. I do that all the time. If I see someone who's in distress or is unsure about something, I walk up and go, do you need any help? What a great line is that to be able to meet somebody. Do you need any help? That can change not only your life, but it can change that other person's life. A friendship can start with, do you need any help? Like Dr. Joe says, put that in my book. If I ever write one, I might. But anyway, let's get back on task. Life is perfect, even though I'm holding a bag of stuff. Well, right about now, why am I holding the bag of stuff? Why are you holding that bag of stuff? That part of your life, that action that you don't like. Why are you carrying it around? I know a few people, and I've known them for quite some time now, that they are always constantly talking about victimhood. And sure, on the outside, they've got a nice life. they're doing okay. They've got a house. They're doing what they're doing. But when you really listen to them and see the look in their eyes, is there that spark of excitement like on your birthday, or when you get that gift and it's wrapped up in the nice bow and wrapping paper and you don't know what it is, but you were so enthusiastic about seeing what's on the inside? Do you see that type of light in their eyes? Do you see that type of light in your own eyes? Well, by focusing on that what you don't want to experience, you're only creating more of your problem. Let this day, I encourage you, I challenge you, let this day be the day that you focus on something you want to experience, the good, regardless of how grandiose you may think it be, or is. No matter how grandiose you think it is, have that dream. How grandiose was Elon's dream of creating electric cars with an infrastructure? I mean, to think about that on day one seems like an impossible task. But here we are today, knowing it's already unfolded. So what you think is impossible in your life, cut it out. Stop doing that. Why would you think that anything in your life is impossible? Now, saying it's not impossible is not saying it's easy. Oh, that's a far stretch. I am not saying that at all. There's a lot of work, a lot of sweat, a lot of sore muscles, maybe even some headaches that are created. But just know this, that as you persist in obtaining that goal, as much as you have in your heart the desire to experience that gift that you want, as you move forward, the universe in like kind manifests things, situation, people, ideas that help you and perpetuate you towards that goal. Now, sometimes that goal, we get lazy. We get going, we start off with a bang, and sometimes this happens with me. I start off with gangbusters, but then I get distracted. Oh, there you go. How often do you get distracted? I know that I do. I get distracted an awful lot. In fact, I'm getting distracted right now, trying and looking at comments, seeing if there's anything here. But I know Krista's got my back. There you go. The universe is there to support me. I don't necessarily have to worry about the comments because I know that I have someone there who has my back. So thank you, Krista. Love you. Anyway, so wrongdoing must be punished, for the law of cause and effect must eternally be operative. Right actions are rewarded in the same manner. So change your thought. Be conscious. Don't be hypnotized by what you see around you, by what others are doing. There you go. That's a big one. Being hypnotized by what others are doing. Be focused on what's true for you. Because what's true for you doesn't make it true for me. That is not saying that what you're thinking is wrong. No. What you're thinking, what you believe, what you want to accomplish in your life is right for you. But it is not what I want to experience. Now, We may align at times and go down that same path and hold hands and sing Kumbaya, and that is wonderful. But as soon as what I want to experience deviates from what you want to experience, that is a time of joy and a time to be thankful. Why? Because I'm thankful for at that part of that journey, I had someone in kinship with an idea. Again, spirit acting upon spirit. I know that I am the totality of spirit. And since I know that to be the truth for myself, I know that to be the truth for you. So you are the totality of spirit. Even if you can't believe that for yourself right now, know that I know that for you. You can accomplish anything that you desire through divine right action and order. The law, the universe, spirit always says yes. And as soon as that experience happens, that divine urge within you, that divine urge that is life, sees a new door and wants to open it. What's on the other side? Life is always unfolding. It's not get to that one desire that you're thinking of right now, whether it be a relationship, whether it be money, whether it be health. Once you obtain that, there's always the what's next. That'd be a great license plate. What's next? That's a great way to live life. Talk about living expectant. Living an expectant life. That's what I want you to see today. Instead of seeing life that may not be perfect to you from your thoughts right now, I want you to see the perfection of life, knowing it is done onto you as you believe. That's a big sentence. It puts the burden on you. It puts the burden on me. I am not a victim, and I'm here to tell you that you are not a victim. That's a big pill to swallow. And believe me, I've seen some people who have had and are going through a tough time right now. But when you know that spirit, that life is here to support you, it puts a new perspective on what is mine to do today. That's a big one. What is mine to do today? It also says in Science of Mind on page 260, paragraph 4, do not hesitate to know you can heal. You can if you know you can, and not until then. That is a great sentence. How about write that out? Put that on your refrigerator door. Put that on your mirror as you're brushing your teeth. You can heal. Now, some people may not believe that they can heal. That's okay. Let's change the word heal to change your life. Do not hesitate to know you can change your life. You can if you know you can, but not until then. That's what I was talking about earlier. The life, your life, the life is infinite. Not until you recognize that you have the power, you hold the key. You push your own buttons to start your own electric car. Not until you do that can the universe do anything with you. Not to you, not for you, but with you. Everyone is using the same law. Everyone is using the same life. I like using analogies, and I was just thinking about it the other day. If you cook, if you've ever heard the term, and if you're Italian or whether you're Cajun, the Holy Trinity. Now, when you're talking about cooking, the Holy Trinity, if you're not familiar, we're not talking religion, though maybe cooking could be a religion. I tell you what, man, there's some good eats out there. But anyway, the Holy Trinity: carrots, onions, celery. 3 ingredients. You may ask yourself, if there's one life, how can there be such diversity? How can there be so many different right ways? What's right for my neighbor may be the exact wrong thing for me or you. But how can that be? If one life is God's life, and it's perfect, and it's health, and it's love, but if that person over there is living something that I don't want, or I see is something less than, how can the same power be correct on both? Well, it's just like cooking, the Holy Trinity: onions, carrots, celery. How many different dishes, how many different recipes can you make just using those 3 ingredients? Let me tell you, I looked it up on Google, just said the Holy Trinity. There was over 4 billion responses. And that's just 3 ingredients. But when you think about the simplicity of that, you can see that truly the simplicity of life. I've heard Dr. James say, don't take it so seriously. And that's true. Don't take it so seriously. Don't take yourself seriously. Take it with a little bit of laughter. Enjoy the show. Yes, there's scenes of horror. There's scenes of being afraid, but there's happiness, there's love, there's joy, there's discovery. Life is a play. God is the stagehand. It creates the set that you, the director, want to experience. So know that with me now. Regardless of what you're going through, if your life is perfect and great and you're loving life, then great. Continue doing what you're doing and know that life is working for you as it works through you. But if you are having that difficult time, a time of uncertainty, I want to tell you right here and now that all that life is, all that spirit is at your beck and call. Figure out what you want to experience. And once you're clear on what you want to experience and draw into your life, the stagehand of life will build that stage to allow your vision to come true. Now, I'd like to read this paragraph right here. It says, God is complete and perfect. A perfect cause must produce a perfect effect. Disregarding all evidence to the contrary, the student of truth will remain that he lives in a perfect universe and among people potentially perfect. Now, I like that paragraph because it solidifies what I just talked about. How can there be so many different variations of being perfect? It's because we have a belief system that we've created about ourselves by buying into the truth that at one point someone said about ourselves, that you're less than, you're a problem child, whatever it may be. And maybe you don't have that. Maybe you've had a little life where someone has always uplifted you. That still doesn't change the fact that the truth is still there. The fact is, your thoughts about yourself, about what you can accomplish, are always laying the track of where you're going and what you want to experience. When you can recognize that you are the designer of your life, that's where meditation can come into play. Sit back, relax, do whatever it is you do to calm your mind. Allow thoughts to come in and out. Don't try to focus on one thought. Don't try not to focus. That's a big one that I had to learn, is when I started meditating, is I kept on having these things bouncing around, buzzing around like little pachinko machine, little balls bouncing around everywhere. But don't allow yourself to focus on any one little tiny ball bouncing around. Just allow it to unfold without any attachment. And just like that pachinko machine, eventually all the balls settle to the bottom and disappear. And all you're left with is a calm, clarity, an empty sheet of a piece of paper that you can now start to write the life of your dreams. So life is perfect even when you're dealing with stuff. When you can deal with that stuff and know that it's not the truth of who you are or the truth of what you want to experience, just like at the end of my walk, I just drop it off in the bin and release it. Let it go. It is no longer in my consciousness. So I want you to, right now, release whatever it is in your consciousness that you think that there is lack, there is limitation, because I am here to tell you that no, there's not. With all that's going on with life, there is opportunity at every turn. Every person has access. And it's not has access. You are the action of spirit. What you have access to is your realization that you are divine action. You are the body of spirit. That's what you have access to. It's your own consciousness, your own realization that you are the totality of God in an instant, in this moment right now. Spirit has to say yes to itself. There are no limitations. There are no barriers. And that's why it's so important for you and I to realize, what are we thinking about? What am I thinking about? What are my beliefs today? Because my beliefs today are different from what they were yesterday. And I can tell you what, they're not going to be the same tomorrow. But both the past and the future hold no bearing. It's what I'm doing right now this second. This live broadcast right here that I'm doing right now, it is the perfect thing that I need to hear. I hear Dr. Joe say that, and I'm sure that Dr. James says that too. The talks that we do as practitioners, as ministers, are more often not the talk that we ourselves need to hear. This is what I love about life. This is what I get excited about. The thing that I'm talking about is the thing I need to hear. I hear that from all of my friends, from all the practitioners, from all the reverends, from everyone that I meet. All life is spirit. It's telling me to wake up. I'm telling you right now, wake up to your own divinity. Wake up to the fact that you can control your life. It can be easy at times, just like making dinner, but it can be very difficult getting through that health issue. But knowing that it is possible, and not possible on the standpoint of spirit, it is possible in your own recognition of that truth of yourself. I appreciate that. I appreciate your comments. I encourage any and all actions and comments. I really do appreciate it. You are quite welcome. But I'm telling you now, it's when we awaken to our own divinity, and that's the hard part, waking to our own divinity. Because yes, you are divine. I am here to tell you that right now, in all of what you think are the imperfections of your life, you are nothing less than spirit in action. So take a deep breath in with me right now. Just allow it to release and just allow that thought to just settle in, to take root. Take that seed and plant it in the soil of your own mind. Allow it to germinate. That seed of the experience you want in your life grows as you water it. You don't need to focus on every minuscule. You don't need to watch daily what the seed is doing. The seed just naturally knows what to do. Life, spirit, the law. You don't need to worry about how is it going to happen. That's not yours to worry about. Yours to worry about is to focus on what you want to experience. Focus on what you can do now. Treat and move your feet. That is such a great line. I use that constantly throughout my day. And I encourage you to do the same. Treat and move your feet. If you are not happy with the way your life is right now, treat and move your feet. If you find it hard or you don't know that you have the wherewithal, there are practitioners. There's a phone number at the Center for Spiritual Living, Palm Desert. There are people who are licensed and learned who can help you find your way through the muck of your own life. And once you start to realize that you have the ability to get through that, to disregard, by just releasing it, you can get rid of the weeds in your own garden and allow that seed that you have planted today to grow, to create the life that you want to experience. Just know that spirit is here for you. It acts through you. I can't say that often enough. It acts through you. The ethereal, the internal, the thought becomes the thing. The thought, which is spirit, through law, through the natural order of cause and effect becomes physical reality. That which you are experiencing right now is the manifestation of a previous thought pattern that you've had. That's a big one. Think about that. What I am experiencing today, the totality of what it is that you and I are experiencing today, is an answer to a prayer from yesterday, from last week, from last year. How is my future going to change if I don't change my prayer? Join me today in knowing that you are the divinity of spirit. You have everything in your bag of tricks, because your bag of tricks is spirit, is life, is love, is happiness. It is the totality of the one eternal life. That bag of tricks is always near to you. You just need to reach into that and grab the tool that will create and allow that dream to manifest. So if you're not happy with the structure that you see before you, easy enough. Change your thought. Changing your thought is easy. It's reaching into that bag of tricks to grab the tool to make it happen. God always says yes. Spirit, universe. It doesn't matter what you call it. It doesn't matter what faith or background that you have. It doesn't matter. It doesn't care. Why would it care? You are nothing less than spirit in action. That's like me caring, why is this fingernail different than this fingernail? It's not. It's all me. Every atom, every cell has the complete DNA of this. You and I are the cell, are the DNA of spirit. Through our thoughts, we allow reality, we allow life to unfold. Life is perfect. Your life is perfect. Right here and right now. And if you think anything less than that, then Bubba, you need to change your thoughts. I have a few writings here and I'm just looking through them, so just give me a second. I just want to say this as we start to wrap up. This philosophy, this teaching, Dr. Joe and Dr. James Mellon, these are two individuals who have changed my life. And as you visit our website, as you watch our videos, and as you start to watch more of Dr. James and where his center is out in Los Angeles, everything that you're listening to, everything that you're seeing, everything that you are seeking is seeking you. So as you listen to these shows and these sermons, allow the nuggets of truth that come from us to be the brick and mortar that can change and be that new experience that you want. I'm telling you right now that you have it within yourself to change your life right here and right now, this very instant. There's not a future instance of, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. No. The thought starts here. Change your thought today. Change your thought right now. Focus with me right now. What is it that you want to experience? Is it that relationship? Is it that health? Is it that vacation? It doesn't matter what it is. Picture it in your mind. Close your eyes right now. Relax. And allow that thought of that experience to create that inner eye's mind. Allow that picture to be shown to you in your mind's eye. Focus on that. And when you open your eyes with that calmness, with that knowingness that that which you desire is already yours, the knowingness within you of what needs to happen next is within your thoughts. Allow this day to unfold perfectly. Just know that your day, right here, right now, life is perfect. Drop off that bag of stuff. Release that smell. Release that material. Release that limit that you have about yourself, about the situation, and allow yourself to have open hands. Allow those open hands to be ready to receive. It is given unto you as you believe. Believe in yourself, believe in the universe, believe in the oneness of mind, the oneness of life, that you are the oneness of all. There is no separation. You, I, the next door neighbor, the dog, the cat, the chair you're sitting on. How about that one? There is no separation. Everything is spirit. And so in that truth and knowing that your life is perfect, that you have the capability to make it even more so, change your thought, change your life. I am here at the center to help you. There are people here to help you. Now with that, as we allow this time to wind down, change your thought, change your life. I want to thank Swing Point Media and Krista, especially Krista. Thank you so much for everything. Here at the center, every single day at 10 o'clock, we have a show. Please join us. Please support this channel, support our center for this thought, for these ideas. If what I have said has resonated with you, has caused there to be contemplation of a different way of seeing life, please find it within your heart to donate to this center so that we can put this message out so that others may hear the truth and realize that they have the truth within them, that they have the ability to create a better life within themselves when they recognize the divinity within them. Allow that financial support to come here so that we may do this, so that you can spread your love and our love and create a better world, the one that works for everyone. So as we bring this time together to a close, I just allow us to relax and close your eyes and just allow those thoughts to flow in and out of your mind, not holding on to any one thought. And know this with me right now. All life is nothing less than spirit. Spirit, the perfect life, the perfect love, the perfect health is all there is. Right now, I recognize my oneness with that truth. The truth that spirit itself is all that I am. I know that to be my truth, and I know that to be the truth for you. So let us know now that desire, that divine urge within me is also in all that I see. Allow that divine urge to unfold perfectly. I know that it is perfect. I know that my desires are answered. It is mine to do. It is my thought that directs spirit. Through law of cause and effect, the natural unfoldment of spirit happens perfectly in my life. I am so grateful for this time, for this past hour, for the realization that I am in control of my life through my thoughts, through my desires, and through my actions. I, right now, create the perfect life. I am so grateful for that knowingness of that truth, that spirit always says yes. And so I say yes right now. And in that yes, I release my word as law, knowing it is done right here and right now without a shadow of doubt. It is done here. And together we say, and so it is. I want to thank you all so very much. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. I love you all.